All right, man. So, pretty much what I'm gonna do is, we're just gonna talk for a little bit, and then,
Fuck it, just
I
yeah,
mean, I
no
really
worry,
don't
bro.
have like a way to start them or anything like that. So,
Just dive right in.
just dive right in, man.
Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan,
Yo, what's
the
going on, man?
Rhino,
Yeah,
Rodarte,
one of my many nicknames that I have. Yeah,
the Rhino,
yeah.
man. Okay, so where does that come from originally?
Um, well, originally that comes from my pops. My pops
Oh, really?
gave me the nickname when I was young. Most of my family, like ever since I was a kid, like everybody known me as like Baby Rhino and stuff. My dad, everybody on their football team was
Mm.
called Rhinos because they had like old school helmets, and when they would like bash their nose,
Yeah.
basically it would leave a scar. So everybody on the team was called Rhinos and shit. And he was
Dang.
like, "Well, when I have a son, basically I'm gonna nickname him Rhino and shit." So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
So,
where that whole nickname came about and shit, basically.
are you a junior? Like, is his name Ryan too, or
Nah, his name is
does it just come
Rudy.
from that football?
It just came from that football. My dad played football for El Rancho back in the '60s and shit, and they were a pretty big powerhouse
Really?
back in the day. Yeah,
Dang.
from what he's told me.
So, did you play any football growing up?
Nah, honestly, I mostly played baseball growing up.
Really?
Yeah, baseball was my thing. Me and my pops played a lot of baseball growing up and shit. So.
That's cool, man. So, well, with that being said, how did you get into Muay Thai? I mean, well, let me just say, for those of you who don't know Ryan, Ryan,
Yeah.
well, go ahead.
No, it's cool, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
See what
so
you're gonna say.
I know Ryan from 10th Planet Covina. I met him, actually, I know him through a mutual friend, Ricky, who is a coach at 10th Planet
Yeah,
Covina.
shout out Coach Ricky and shit.
Shout out Coach Ricky. Shout out Coach Jason. All of them.
Blitz Familia.
Yeah, Blitz Muay Thai, and so pretty much what was going on was, I guess Ryan. Well, did you and Ricky have a mutual coach who?
Yeah, Coach Jason.
No. Another coach, right? Who ended up having COVID.
Oh yeah. He was a boxing coach from the old UFC gym we used to work
Gotcha.
at, and his family ended up
Yeah.
catching it. His wife and his son, I believe, and yeah, they have a GoFundMe going on his page.
What?
If you still want to go, it's Coach Ricky. Coach Ricky is under Ricky Shakur at Ricky Shakur on Instagram. If you
And you can
want to
find.
look up the GoFundMe, yeah, I believe it's still on his page.
Okay, cool. So I met Ryan through Coach Ricky. Ryan was holding pads, and it was for $30 to $20 sessions. Or, sorry, I meant $30 minutes to an hour. Sorry, sessions, pad sessions, Muay Thai. And all of the proceeds were going to that GoFundMe, and so through that's how I met Ryan. So sorry to interrupt. That being
Nah.
said, how did you get into Muay Thai?
Well, basically when I was younger, I had a pretty bad drinking problem. I was wilding out a lot, getting into trouble and shit a lot, basically. And I have a cousin that was in the UFC at one point, John Moraga. Shout out to Cuzzo, John Moraga. He had a gym in Phoenix, and at one point I was like, yo, I'm getting into a lot of trouble. I'm not doing anything around here. I'm headed nowhere fast, and I need to switch up my life. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should go to Arizona and try out some MMA, switch my life around, try fighting, because I'd always been interested in it and wanted to do it, but I was like, you know what, I need something drastic to change my life around. So basically, one day I ended up going to a UFC gym right here in San Dimas and met Coach Jason. I want to say like 5 6 years ago. And basically history from there. I had originally wanted to do MMA, but Muay Thai, man, the the vibe from Muay Thai is totally different. It just I fell in love with it completely.
So, man, I mean, there had to be something. Okay, so, you doing just Muay Thai. What do you think it was? Do you think it was the camaraderie around the teammates, or do you think it was the coach? So what do you think it was about sticking to specifically Muay Thai and not going to Jiu-Jitsu or, the mixed martial arts?
Honestly, I'd have to say it was my team, man. Yeah, I'd have to say Coach Jason, Coach Ricky, Coach Vinny. Shout out to Vinny Fam. Coach Mark. They all took their time with me and stuff. And I was not the easiest to teach in the beginning. It was really difficult. It just was not easy. I didn't start competing actually for a few years after I started training because my form and my technique was just not good enough. And if you know Coach Jason, like he's really specific about being good at technique. So my technique and everything had to come together before I got in the ring because he wasn't going to send me in there unless I was absolutely ready. So I know that he wasn't just going to send me in there, like, here you go, like, boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out the gate. It's just so when I saw that he had that respect for me, I was like, this is a good team. I know he's going to be looking out for me. So I decided to stay with them.
So it's funny you say that about Coach Jason. One of my first times working with Coach Jason at 10th Planet, he was having us do switch kicks. And for those of you who don't know me or my martial arts background, when I was little, I did karate and I trained at a UFC gym too in Santa Clarita. And so they had some taekwondo there, and a lot of my striking or a lot of my kickboxing or stand-up, whatever you want to call it, comes from like that kind of vibe, I guess. And when I first started with Jason, my stance was really awkward, and I mean my stance is still really awkward, but I mean when like working with him, he'll tell you what
He's gonna say what's wrong.
Yeah. And so one day, I mean, my left kick is more powerful than my right kick, which is odd, but it's just when I was doing those other martial arts, I fought southpaw a lot.
Yeah.
And or trained, I should say. I never fought. And so training with Jason, he goes, your switch kick could be really good.
Yeah.
Like, AKA, you suck right now, bro. No, but I agree, man. I mean, they're not at that UFC gym anymore. They're obviously at 10th Planet Coviana. They're with Blitz Muay Thai, and I've worked with them, and I'm sad that I don't get to work with them as often as I would like to, to be honest, because they are a great team.
Yeah, man. It's turned into a family, man. We've all over the last 5 to 6 years, we've all shed blood, sweat, and tears over those mats. So it's become a real big camaraderie. All of us look at each other as like brothers.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
We're slowly growing. And building the team up,
Yeah.
It was funny you say about the lefty thing, man, because Coach would talk about it too, man. When I first started training, they were always like, well, I was always trying to fight southpaw and stuff. I was always trying to kick southpaw. And for the longest time, he was trying to teach me how to kick, and he was like, fuck, man, like, I can't teach you how to kick right. I don't get it. And then one day he was just like, yo, man, like, what hand do you write with? And I was like, my right. And he was like, you need to be telling me this whole time you've been trying to come in here a couple hours a day and be lefty and be a righty the rest of the day. And I was just like, yeah. And he gave me like the dumbest look. He was just like, bruh. Like, oh my God. He's like, we got a lot of work to do. Like, I could tell he was so pissed. But eventually, man, just him sticking with me, and teaching me how to do it the right way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he could have just been like, oh, yeah, all right, fine, lefty, if you want to be like that, fine. You're not going to kick right. But nah, he was like, look, this is how your mind works, your body works. He's a different teacher, man. He's definitely a different teacher.
100%. And I mean, you need those in martial arts. You need those different teachers that are going to be hard on you and not, I mean, the toughest teachers are the ones that you're going to learn the most from.
Oh, yeah, bro. Totally. 100%, man. And he's not going to be that guy that's like a real teacher, you know what I mean? He'll show you how to do it, but like they say, you can lead up a horse to water, but you can't make him drink kind of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going to kind of show you what to do, but it's gonna be on you eventually. Like if you can't get it, he's gonna be like, "Yo, I gave you the knowledge. Now you gotta do it. You gotta apply it. You know what I mean? I can only make your body do so much and keep showing you. You know what I mean?"
100%, man. I mean, that's that. Oh, man, it's so crazy. That, man, not to keep going back to that, but that right left-handed thing.
Yeah.
There was one coach that I learned, or that kind of tried to convince me, like, hey, you're not a lefty. It was a boxing coach.
Yeah.
His name, oh, man, it sucks that I don't remember his name. But back in the day, he fought Floyd, and before he
Sick.
became pro, he
That's
fought
hard.
Floyd. Nunez, his name's something Nunez. Man, I can't remember his name, but he fought Floyd. He fought De La Hoya. He lost to both of them,
Son.
but he fought them. You know,
Tight.
he told me one time. He goes, "What hand do you throw a baseball with?" I go, "Well, my right hand." Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Show me how you throw a baseball." I was like, I showed him like this. He's like, "Then why are you standing like that with your with your power hand in front? You look like like you look dumb like that."
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is.
Basically, he told me the same thing. Yeah, Jason told me the same shit.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's funny, man. So, going back to Coach Ricky. So you've been working in the garage.
Yeah, he's been starting his own in-house garage basically for strength and conditioning. Look him up on Instagram, everyone.
Ricky Shakur.
At Ricky Shakur, and his page is called Get Racked Fitness at get_racked_fitness. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Can't spell it out right now without looking at it, but don't quote me on that.
But so he recently posted some results, like some of your results since
Oh yeah,
right before starting at the garage, and then
that was
to now.
3 months ago, basically a little over 3 months ago.
Dude, that's so. I mean, man, it makes me wish that I had more time to work out, because it's crazy. Because, I mean, man, no sus, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
No sir.
dude, man, it makes me want to start working out, man. Because
Get
like
it,
you see
bro.
your friends getting fit, and you're like,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
I want to get fit like that too. But, I mean, there's two things calling my name. It's work and Jack in the Box,
Yeah,
you know.
I feel you.
Been stopping
I
at those
feel
late
you,
night
bro.
taco trucks too, bro.
I feel you, dog. I feel you, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. It's a lot of work, bro. It's just putting in that work and finding the time, dog, and just executing, bro. Just saying, getting up and doing it, finding the time, and finding that little hole in the day where you can and get it in. You know what I mean? Ricky's taught me a lot about that. Just push it forward, and you know what I mean. Just not giving into that bitch mentality, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is it Joe Rogan or David Goggins that says to conquer that inner bitch?
Conquer that inner bitch. Yeah, basically, dog. Shit like that, dog.
Man,
when we're working out in the gym like that,
yeah,
man, that's the total energy that we have, bro. So when we have energy like that going around, we just apply it to the rest of the fucking day.
Talk about what that's like. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't really work out, right? So a lot of people don't get a chance to get to that point where they have to conquer themselves in that way, you know? I mean, I'm at 48 push-ups. I just need 2 more. All right. I just need 1 more. All right, 50. Nice, you know? And the next day, you're like, oh, let me get 60 in. What's that mentality,
bro.
pushing yourself?
Yeah, bro. Basically, I got that. I'd never had that mentality before Muay Thai and shit. And wanting to fight so bad just, like, changed my whole outlook on life. And wanting to be good at Muay Thai just changed my whole outlook on life, because it was like, yo, you better not be a bitch and quit with this shit. You said you're going to do this, right? Like,
yeah,
better act like it, you know what I mean, kind of shit. So I've always just strive to work and just be better and get everyone better around me that I work with, and just once you apply that energy to everybody around you and stuff, you can see everybody start to grow.
Yeah. So would you say I mean, obviously Muay Thai is a big part of your life. Would you say Muay Thai is your life right now?
Honestly, yeah, I'd say pretty much Muay Thai is my life. Because it saved me from a lot. It saved me from a lot of deep demons and shit.
Yeah.
And it helped me take that energy and turn it into something positive.
So, I mean, if you don't mind, what was your life before Muay Thai?
Uh, before Muay Thai,
And you know how? I mean,
nah, it's cool, bro. No, it's cool. Don't trip, bro. Basically, I was just like I said, drinking a lot, hanging with the homies, out there wilding out in the streets.
for you
Trying
white people who don't know what that means, that means.
to... Go ahead, tell it.
Nah, man, I'm not gonna tell.
Yeah, like yeah, I was just acting a fool, basically, being a little knucklehead, trying to be a G and shit out there with the homies, trying to think I was hard and shit, and out there just getting into trouble, basically, just not listening to nobody. I mean,
Yeah.
being hard headed,
Just
thinking I
fooling
was
around.
all that and shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, you learn real quick though. You learn because you start getting into trouble, man. You start putting that energy out there, and it definitely does come back. And I learned real quick. That's why I was like, yo, I gotta change something, man, because I was getting arrested here, and I never did like hard time or crazy time or nothing, but I've been arrested a few times, you know,
Yeah.
enough to know that like, yo, you fucking up and shit. Basically, you fucking up.
Yeah, yeah. Man, it's crazy because, and I don't know, I mean, I don't know how you're going to take this, but, I mean, the two people, I mean, let me just say this. The two people that I feel are, like, actually gangster, from Blitz or from 10th Planet Covina, two people that I feel are legit gangster. And I don't mean this because you repost Tupac or nothing like that, but you and Coach Ricky are like legit gangsters. Like, and man, when I say gangster, I don't mean like
Yeah.
Hitting anybody up or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
No, where you
I hear
from,
you.
nothing like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, I mean, and for those of you who don't know, what I'm trying to say is these are two people who will not take anything from anybody. That's what I mean by gangster. These are two people who, like, they see a problem with something, they're gonna go step in and handle it themselves. You know, and that's what I mean by gangster. You know,
Yeah,
and
man.
not to say that there's anybody in the gym that won't do that. I just mean, like, off top, right when I meet you, that's the energy I get from you.
Yeah, about the business.
Yeah,
Basically,
about your
that
business.
business.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, about that business, about that. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just mean that in a sense that, like,
Nah, man, I appreciate it. No, I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it, dude.
Well, I just mean to say that, because people who have that mentality, people who are like that, they'll protect the ones around them, and that's really, it's important to have people like that in your life because
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm really protective of the people that I do have in my life, and I'm really careful. I used to be not that careful of the people I let in my life, but as you know, you grow older and stuff, you start being aware of the people you do have in your life, and the people that are in my life, I'm very supportive of, and I'm real protective of. So
Yeah, man. That's, I mean, and it's do you think that mentality comes from like the environment, the, like, where you grew up, where you come from, or do you think it comes from like just getting over a hump, getting over some adversity, and now you're grateful for what you have?
for the most part, like my family was pretty like hood and stuff. You know what I mean? Growing up, I saw a lot. Most of my, growing up, I saw a lot with my family in Pasadena, and I was always raised to be good. You know what I mean? I was always playing baseball. My parents always had me in something. So I would stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? But once I hit around 13, my nana died, and she had a lot to do with raising me. I grew up in her daycare in Pasadena, and she basically raised me when my parents were at work. So when she passed away, it left a big hole, and it left me pretty angry, honestly. It just totally switched my personality and made me like just angry at the world.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I 100% hear what you're saying, man. I mean, I lost a grandmother, my dad's mother, and I mean, to be honest with you, she like so in at that time we were living in the San Fernando Valley,
Yeah.
and she was living in West Covina, and or La Puente I should say, and so around that time it was like I wasn't really able to see her, that's like 45 minutes away.
Yeah, that's
an hour, so I mean when she passed away it was like I didn't even get to say what I want, what I could have. And so I definitely hear what you're saying.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Definitely be so far away from that.
Yeah, and I mean I get you by like you feel angry, you feel like man, what could I have done? Like what, and I mean realistically there's nothing we could have done, but
yeah, you know
it's
what I mean? Yeah, it just takes time, bro, and
Yeah.
it takes like forgiveness, like
For sure.
forgiving yourself and stuff for stuff that you didn't even know you had to forgive yourself for. When I was younger, I had like so much hate and anger in me, and once I started fighting and actually like letting this anger go and shit, it was like, yo, like what were you so angry about when you were younger? You know what I mean? You had nothing to be angry about. You're good, you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
just something that changed, that one traumatic event that changed your life. That was it. That was it. And once you get over that and you finally like let that shit go, then you're able to move on with your life. But sometimes that shit takes a lot, many years for people, and sometimes people never get over it or they never find something. You know what I mean? But Muay Thai and martial arts has always taught me that, yo, you gotta fight through fucking everything.
Yeah.
Life is a fucking fight.
Yeah, 100% life is a fight. And I mean, I don't even know what to say after that, man. I mean, you topped it right off. Like,
Yeah, just
it's just finding that thing, finding what you. It's almost like finding what you love.
yeah,
To that's what's gonna fill or fill the hole, fill the gap.
yeah, bro. Something you get up every morning that fucking excites you to do. It's something that you're thinking about for the future that's gonna, benefit you or benefit others. Something that's gonna be beneficial towards the world.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about this too, bro, is that being able to teach this eventually. That's one of my main goals out of fighting too, is to become a teacher and to become a coach. And I began to teach coach classes at 10th Planet, beginners and kids. So that's been fun. This year I finally started to accomplish that, but just like with everything else, you got to keep getting better and shit. So I want to become a better coach, become a better fighter, and it's always a continuous grind, man. I'm gonna keep grinding till the day I die, basically.
Never stop, man.
Never,
Never
man.
stop. And I mean, that being said, I mean, you're a coach to me. I mean, you've coached
Appreciate
me,
it, man.
and
Appreciate it.
I mean, I'll say it. I mean, my stand-up game. I mean, I said it already. My stand-up game sucks. So I mean, coming here or you holding mitts for me or telling me, hey, move like this or, I mean, that's helped me so much.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
it's crazy because.
Your stand-up game ain't totally trash.
Well, let me just say it's
bro, you're good, dog. Trust.
It's crazy how much
I've
you
seen
don't.
worse. I've seen a lot worse. Trust.
It's crazy how much you don't know. Like you learn how much you don't know once you find out. Yeah, like oh man, I totally messed up that quote, but you find out you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know.
Yeah, basically, man.
And
Another metaphor for life, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know.
You
think
never
you
stop
know.
learning.
You
Yeah,
think you know,
yeah.
but you don't. And yeah, bro, you never stop learning. Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, man. You ready to get into these mitts?
Yeah, bro. Let's fucking
Alright,
get
dope.
it, dog. Let's fucking
Dope.
do it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you doing this. You want to plug your Instagram or anything?
Anybody want to follow me? It's LEL _RYNO RYNO 92. That's at RYNO EL _RYNO 92. All lowercase on Instagram.
Nice. All right, man. We out of here.
Peace out, yo.
Peace out.